And we're back. This is the Gary Wade Show on 102.5 Amazing FM. We're going to pick right back up on our conversation that we were having right before the break about Biden's infrastructure bill, its impact on our crumbling cities, and then we're going to look at a couple of other things, I'm sure. So I've been waiting.
And so listen, guys, I'm telling you, Jackson, Mississippi. So I had lunch with Chokwe, which is the mayor. And from what I'm hearing at this convention, there is some issues among the politicians on the local level. Some of the council members is kind of bickering back and forward with the mayor, and the mayor kind of is in a position. And what I'm getting from, I don't know how reliable the sources are, but the bottom line is the mayor is flexing, hey, I'm the man, let me do this the way I want to do it. And the council members on it like, you ain't doing what you need to be doing. And so that's an issue with us squabbling with each other.
First question, Gary.
Yeah.
Is Jackson, Mississippi a strong mayor or strong council system? Can you tell? Because that matters. I mean, it's interesting.
So it is, and it's a strong mayor. It's a strong mayor.
Okay.
And here's the problem. The mayor is a young brother.
Right.
Chokwe is,
and he's probably
40.
tired of the BS. And
He
he's
ain't
like,
even
listen,
40.
I'm not for it, and we about to do this my way.
Exactly.
I get
Exactly.
it.
And I do too. I do too. And trust me, guys, I had lunch with him, and we didn't really talk about that issue because I don't think I'm Houstonian need to be diving into Jackson's business. But based on what I heard from him and what I heard from other council members that I met during this conference, the bottom line is Brother Chokwe is tired of y'all trying to tell him how to run the city, and y'all ain't got no solutions, but he ain't fixing it.
And you're also holding up his money.
Holding up his money. And guess what? The most important part is the Republicans in Mississippi is finding a reason to send the money to Jackson, Mississippi because of kind of what's going on. And let me bring it in perspective. Hold on one second, Wink. Let me bring it in perspective. If you guys remember, probably a year, maybe 2 years ago, we had Harvey. Y'all remember Harvey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was about 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago. And remember,
exactly 5 years ago.
the money for Harvey, the federal money for Harvey came to the state of Texas. Abbott had it in his hand, and it was supposed to come to where?
It was supposed to come to Houston.
Guess what? It didn't.
Yeah.
Some of it did, some of it didn't.
Not
But what
enough.
also happens is they can get the money and say they're going to send it, but make it so
Hard to get
doggone
it.
difficult
To get
for the city, for
Right.
the county, and for the residents to get that you've got at this point. And I know we're digressing, but we're 5 years out of Harvey. You've got at this point thousands of houses that still have not
haven't
been
been done.
repaired,
Still
and the
haven't been
money's sitting there.
So Robin, FYI, the money was sent to the General Land Office. In other words, Abbott, the governor, refused to send the money to the city of Houston, both Harris County and do y'all remember? And then, well, you probably don't remember. Let me put you on something. Y'all know how I always complain about the city of Houston ain't doing this and ain't doing this for more than all their own business. I saw a letter from Mayor Sylvester Turner and Lena Hidalgo written to the United States Department of Housing, HUD, asking HUD, why can't we get the money that's sent for Harvey? I'm not going to get into the details of the letter.
At that time, it was Ben Carson that was the director of HUD.
Could have been.
Y'all,
Right.
he was the secretary
Right.
of the housing.
Right.
Yep.
So now, my point is, I understand why Sylvester and Lena wrote the letter because they was complaining about getting the money that the federal government had earmarked for Houston. What about small businesses like ours that the city and the county sits on the money? And so I wrote a letter to the mayor and to the county judge. Won't y'all let our money go? You see how I feel now? And that's basically what's happening. Governor Abbott has held up the money
Right.
for no legitimate reason, just because he can. And it's not right. So it's not right for the city and the county to hold up Robin's money, Gary Wade's money.
Gary.
Why not? Come on.
No, I mean, I don't disagree. I think that the two issues are
Well,
less
it's the same
related than
thing.
they might appear, but we digress. I think I don't want to lose sight of getting back to Mississippi, talking about the infrastructure bill, talking about Biden on TV last night, and talking about this
Did you
lawsuit.
see him on TV last night?
I listened to it on NPR, and I'm.
Let me tell y'all something. Listen.
What did he look like?
He looked good. My choice for president was Kamala Harris. Okay, that's who I supported all the way.
Fair enough.
And I wasn't a Biden fan. And the reason I wasn't a Biden fan is because me personally, I think old white men need to go sit their butt down somewhere and let somebody else have a turn.
And we all agree.
Yeah, so now, since he have been the president, I have grown a whole lot more respect for him. And the reason I've grown this respect for him because I've had a chance to sit down and look at the vast majority of the bills that he had passed.
Even though we hadn't been able to pass
all kind of stuff.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but even though the George Floyd bill hadn't been passed, even though we haven't been able to do anything about police brutality,
I think now, in the second half of Biden's term, we're going to get something done with that because, as y'all well know.
But y'all see how they were able to pass that anti-Asian hate bill like immediately?
Well, that's because you got people that want that. We got so much pushback from the black community. They just won't give us nothing.
Okay.
Well, that's another topic. Yeah. I can talk about that. I can talk about
So again, guys, Jackson, Mississippi, along with other municipalities that's predominantly black, is having a lot of problems. And the reason we're having problems is because the leadership in the state, Republicans, ain't trying to give the black leaders around the country nothing. And when they find that they're bickering among each other, that's just another reason why they want to hold up the funding. But God sent somebody, and that somebody is Congressman Benny Thompson. And Benny Thompson is going to get something done in Mississippi, guys, real quick. Watch me.
You think it's a political thing right now, since it's a state of emergency, so it's a nationally televised event. And now I just read that they ran out of bottled water, so now it's like it's a scarce situation in Mississippi. But you think they're going to make it out of a political stunt?
It's already a political stunt.
It's already. I was about to say, first of all, it's people's lives at stake, number one. And then number two, it's a political stunt already. But the funny thing is, don't call it a political stunt just because the black folks have now rolled the cover back off of it and have exposed your dastardly deeds or whatever. And now all of a sudden it's politicized. No, the country needs to see what y'all doing.
And Governor Reeves had turned down money for the past 5 years.
Yes.
See, tell the whole story.
Then gave Brett Favre $70 million to not speak. That was another thing that caught my eye. $70 million.
To not speak what?
He was supposed to be doing like charity events for the state of Mississippi.
In order to raise money?
Yeah, basically raise money. It gave the state of Mississippi, Governor Reeves gave him $70 million.
To not talk?
Basically. So and the FBI is investigating that right now.
So remember, guys, I think, a month or so ago, and we always talk about woke. Mm-hmm. Robin, you hit the nail on the head. The reason why this is really coming to fruition, because this has been going on for a while. TV cameras. Mm-hmm. People are there. Mm-hmm. You know, when CNN and MSNBC ride down on you, you got a whole lot of eyes on you.
Absolutely.
And that's what's happening.
You change your tune. Optics are everything in this day and age.
So again, guys, you're listening to the Gary Wade Show here on 102.5 Amazing, your do good through good station. Keep it locked. We'll be right